Welcome back to another reselling video. Gonna keep this short and get straight into the video so you can get what you came here for, which based on the title is a video about psychological tricks and just general tricks that I use and teach in my inner circle so guys can get a lot of sales, good results, and just continue scaling their reselling business so they can achieve whatever goals they have. So this video isn't going to be about a lot of beginner stuff, and it's going to be pure money moves, teaching you how to capitalize on gaps in the market and other tricks that are hidden. So if you want to make good money, then this is the video for you. But if you are someone who is new to this channel, then hey, my name's Walker, but in this channel, I'll teach you how to resell one-to-one products, which is basically how to buy products that are completely identical to the real thing and then resell it for a higher price. And I also teach you guys how to sell OEM products, which are products made in the same exact factory, same materials, but it was authorized for sale, but it's basically an authentic product. And yes, those exist. If you're a car guy and you modify your car, then you'll know what the term OEM means, and it's not something I'm making up. Lastly, I also teach how to sell authentic products, which of course would be 100% authentic stuff. And this consists of stuff like clothes, shoes, accessories, and even more unconventional stuff like appliances, tools, electronics, and more. So you got a wide variety to choose from, and I've been putting guys on in my inner circle to all of these stuff for a while, and I got guides on how to sell each of these products and how to actually get started, so you get your first sale and get results like these. If you want to be part of that inner circle, you can head to the first link in the description. Lastly, to get started with reselling, all you need is a good supplier or vendor, whatever you want to call it, and you'll buy the products for low, whether one-to-one, OEM, or authentic, and you'll be on your way to making good money. But to make sure you guys don't get scammed, if you want to get a trusted supplier that I use, then just comment the word vendor and he'll send it over to you when you join my free Discord server below, or you can join the inner circle first link below. You get access to over 60 plus vendors and help getting your first sale. First trick I want to teach you guys is an algorithm trick, which is actually really important to reselling, especially since we're going to be focusing on apps like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and even apps like Goat and StockX. If you want a full guide on selling on those two apps and selling to stores, you can check out this video here. But let me tell you what I actually mean by algorithm tricks and how to maximize this to your full potential. When it comes to selling on apps like eBay, Mercari, and Depop, if you're able to prove that you're a real person and you use the app regularly and always have new stuff to sell, new activity, and also stuff that proves you're a good seller, like high reviews and making sure your quality is good and stuff gets shipped out on time, this will boost your seller profile and the app would reward you with more customers and better visibility. So, you know, the science behind why you need to prioritize the algorithm. Now, let me tell you how you can actually move on to working on this so you can get more sales and better feedback on the app. First of all, you can simply just go the pay to win route. On almost all marketplace apps, you'll see the option to pay to just boost your listing, and you can. So all you got to do is pay and you'll see a sudden boost and you'll be able to get more sales provided you have an actual good product that people are interested in buying. Secondly, there are active stuff you can partake in instead of just paying. And what you can do is just browse the app regularly, like a few stuff, comment if you can, save some stuff, and if you see something that you actually like and you want to go ahead and buy it, then it doesn't hurt and it would actually prove you're more of a real human since you're buying stuff and giving reviews. So use the app like a regular person and don't do anything that makes you look like a robot. You should also encourage your customers to engage with your posts. So for example, you can encourage something along the lines of saying, like, this post to save your size, or like, so you can come back to this post in case it's sold out in the future. You guys are creative, so I'm sure you can come up with stuff along those lines, or even better. But of course, I help with stuff like this in depth daily, both in my free Discord server below, and if you want to get direct help, then it's the inner circle, first link below. Another thing you can do is keep running quick flash sales like sudden 10% drops and buy one, get the other half off deals. It is just there to get constant activity, and when customers see sales, then you get more clicks. And more clicks equals better algorithms and better sales. Lastly, what I would also do is continue to list stuff on the app, regardless of if you're actually serious about selling it or not, because it helps keep your account active and you're not looking like a total bot or AI generated account. So keep doing that stuff and everything else I recommended. Later on in this video, I also have a reason why I recommend listing stuff consistently. So stay tuned. This next thing is something that I used to actually do back in the day, and if you're an OG, you'll know this method as well. I actually learned it from another reseller back in the day, but I don't think he's around anymore, to be honest. That method is having 2 accounts, which you can buy for a low price, by the way. And I also put guys on in the inner circle to websites that they can buy accounts for the low and not be charged with a lot of money. Or you can get a friend and let them resell with you so they can do this method. This method isn't just about having 2 accounts, because then that'd be kinda obvious, and it's not really a method per se. The method I'm talking about though is listing the same exact thing across the both accounts. And this plan works in the sense that the customer will see the original listing at, let's say, $100, and then they'll also see another listing at $150, and they'd feel more compelled to purchase the cheaper one. Of course, I know it sounds kind of redundant or useless, but it actually works. And as I said, this wasn't my method that I originally came up with, so it's vouched by guys who were bigger resellers than me. In some cases, guys would see the more expensive listing, and Neve actually got to see the cheaper one and then just buy from the more expensive one anyways. So in the end, you get a win for that anyways. Furthermore, it kind of helps with you building a monopoly on marketplace apps, because it's going to appear as though you got multiple listings and you're able to sell a lot of stuff and take up a lot of the customers. So why not tap into that as well? This next one is actual psychology as well. And I've actually talked about it in a few of my other videos before, but as I said before, it's not really what you say over and over that matters. It's about how you say it each time, because each time it can resonate with someone new and unlock a new supporter. So here I am saying it again, and that thing is your first time photo, also known as your cover photo or your thumbnail photo. Why is this actually important to reselling at all? Well, simply put, there is a science behind it, and let me explain it as brief as possible so you can get the point ASAP. If you're a guy scrolling through a dating app like Tinder, or let's say Bumble, I don't know much dating apps, and that actually took me quite a while to remember that other one. But anyways, let's say you're on those apps and you got like, or swipe, right, or whatever it is. You're more than likely already making judgments based on the first thing that you come across, which the first photo that they had on their profile, or the one that shows up when trying to decide if it's a match or not. That's where the first time photo psychology comes in. If you're a man or woman and you're on those apps and the guy or woman has a bad pic, then you're not going to want to match with that person because you don't like what you're currently seeing on your screen. Now replace that exact same scenario with marketplaces. Let's say you're a customer scrolling for a product to buy. The first thing you're going to judge is the first time photos, and you'd go from there afterwards. For example, if you're looking for kitchen supplies, you'll judge based on the first photo, then you'll click on the actual listing and see what they got to offer. So guys, whether you're selling on Facebook, eBay, or your local WhatsApp group chat, then you need to make sure your pictures are good. Now, you don't even got to be a photography expert, but just know how to take some clear, well-driven photos. What I recommend doing is just searching that product on the marketplace you're using and using whatever pics you find as inspiration. Another algorithm trick that not many people know about, but I'm here to put you onto free game as usual, and that is just taking advantage of online marketplace's ability to only reward stuff that are really new. What a lot of other people have recommended in the past, and I did my research and found this out from first-hand experience, so I don't want you guys missing out. But I'm talking about keeping your posts new as much as possible. So from what I've noticed, when you delete your stuff and relist it so new people can see it, it actually puts your item at the top and you're able to get new audiences and make money. Now, of course, I'm not saying to post your stuff for a few hours, then delete it, then repost again for a few hours, then delete and delete. It's not really that simple, and it has some nuance to it, actually. What you should be doing is waiting a few days and seeing if your product has hit the maximum ability to get more views and customers, and then relist your stuff. What guys have recommended in the past and what I have seen working is doing it around every 3 years, because that's when the stuff gets stale and it's time to relist. All this does is just improve the algorithm. I first talked about it earlier in the video as well, and I explained how having a good algorithm will help you get more sales and likes and also build trust. So when you're updating stuff regularly, it makes you look human and it will help with improving your trust score. Furthermore, there are also some apps that would give you a refresh feature, which would, of course, entails the owner presses a simple button and now they're able to redo your whole listing for you and send it right to the top. So if you have an app where they offer renewals and you just got to click yes twice, then go for it. For the other apps, just do it yourself, keep it pushing, and make money with it, renew your listings, and reach out so you can continue making money and do whatever you got to do. Lastly, there are some simple things you can do. First, starting with creating scarcity or even a false sense of scarcity if you have to. How this works is you can have 1,000 of something left in stock, but you're always going to position yourself as the last in stock and you don't plan on restocking that item anymore. That creates scarcity and the buyer feels the need to buy the product soon. Let's be real, this is basic psychology, but even when we're shopping around and there's something that interests us and the site says, low on stock, order soon, we feel the need to actually order soon. So don't let that pass you by. Start implementing this technique. Second thing I recommend doing is implementing bundle deals on your posts. The way to do this is having a lot of products in one particular niche or stuff that coincides and goes with each other. An example of both of these would be you got a lot of colognes, then that's one niche, and you can just offer a bundle deal with all those colognes and you'll sell them together for a good price where you can still make profit. An example of the other recommendation would be something like having a pair of basketball shoes, but you also got athletic wear. These aren't really the same niche exactly, since one is clothing and the other is shoes, but if you pair them together, the buyer would be happy to get some shoes to play in, and also some clothes that they can play in at the same time. So when it comes to that stuff, I also recommend doing it like that and offering bundle deals, so the customer feels compelled to buy. Another thing that will help you get more sales is having social proof. Remember how I talked about getting good reviews and having trust on your side? Well, that is important and determines the way you get to position yourself. If you have proof of being trusted and able to ship on time, then it will drastically affect how you get to handle business. Another thing you can do is do price anchoring. For example, if you have rare shoes that cost around $3,000, you can start by saying the price of these go for around $3,000, but you're offering them for $2,000. That's how price anchoring goes. These are most of the things I can think of so far, but I always got new videos for you guys and new tips since I'm someone who's actually in the reselling scene day in and day out, and I actively help guys in my inner circle get the best sales. If you want to be like them, you know what to do. Just join the first link in the description. Furthermore, if there's anything you want to see here on this channel, don't be afraid to let me know.